Yo, good afternoon. Apologies, people. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, apologies. I should have done my last night video recording and my this morning's football video recordings. I woke up a bit too late, got into the shower, and I thought, you know what? Let me freshen up a little bit. And freshened up a little bit. I did. Excuse me. What? Yeah, the hair is not too bad. Could do with a fresh trim. I can't wait till my barber's open. Anyway, this is another football live recording. And I hope you guys are good. This is your guy, your host, DLG Reppin. Boy, you know what they say, better late than never. And before I start, I would like to big up an individual who subscribed to my channel. I don't know who you are as such, but yeah, I'm going to big you up and say thank you for subscribing to my channel. Not just subscribing, but you're supporting my channel there and helping it to grow. You know, building is the growth of success. That's the way I look at it. And yeah, big up yourself, man. Stay blessed, and keep doing your thing wherever you are. I'm not going to mention your name, but you know already, So big up your damn self. Now I have 30 subscribers out of a possible 84 videos now. So let this journey begin. Or continue, should I say. It began 4 months ago. Now let it continue. And this is the reason why I want to do this, you know. I want this journey to be a successful one. And a memorable journey. A memorable legacy and a memorable journey for me, I'm doing my thing. I'm sat at home and I'm making a recording based on football. So I'm going to kick off here, with Tammy Abraham's fear for his dad. And what he means is, if he goes home after playing a Premier League game in this pandemic situation, crisis, and, gives his dad a half hug or a handshake, and it could be the last time he does that. And the reason why I say that is because his father is asthmatic, which is something he shared with the Sun or the media. I don't know if it's with the Sun or I don't know if he's spoken to the media, when he's spoken to the media, but it is stated there that Tammy Abraham has said he fears for his dad, and he says there, Abraham lives with his family and he's ready to play for Chelsea tomorrow, as long as it is safe. Exactly, as long as it is safe. And within this country, you know what? Let me just get onto this country, and give this country criticism where criticism is due. Now, all the other nations were prepared 3-4 weeks before this coronavirus hit the world. England is the only country unprepared and reacted when it sank in. The lockdown happened as soon as the death toll was pouring up and filling up. Should I say filling up? Only in this country that we are too slow to do things. And that's the God honest truth. We are too slow to do things. And there's talk of schools, for example, opening on the first of, as early as 1st of June. The government haven't got a clue what they're dealing with. No one knows no one knows how long this coronavirus is going to be here for, but no one knows when it's definitely going to end. But we've got to get used to this new normal. And if you want football back, well, the vaccine is going to be the cure for everyday life, and football is part of life, but it's not the be or end all. And you're looking at society. There are people, a minority of people, who are not going to take this guideline seriously and risking their lives and other lives and not obeying the 2 meter distancing, you know? And there's still a lot of ignorant, selfish idiots out there. And this is why Tammy Abraham fares the worst. He feels that he's being forced into going back to work and then performing on a match day, and he's got to be in that penalty box with possible 17 to 19 other players waiting to score from a corner or helping his team out defend. And I can see Tammy Abraham's point of view. And I'm going to read on here where I've highlighted. It says, hang on, where is it? I swear, yeah, here it is. There is an option of a hotel to self-isolate away from my family, which he could do. He could use a hotel to self-isolate, but he obviously wants to be close to his family. Ethnic minority people are also more likely to die from coronavirus than white people, according to government figures. And it says, and I'm going to read a bit more here. Abraham said, "I don't think it is something that has crossed my mind too much, but in general, in society, anyone's at risk of catching the disease and passing it on." Of course. Behind closed doors as well, football is going to return. Behind closed doors in this country. I mean, it's bad enough as it is that League Two is been locked off, but I'll get on to League Two later on. But Tammy Abraham has made some good points here, and he is right, you know. He's right in everything he has said about passing it on to a member of his family, and he doesn't want that. And why should he or any footballer be forced into doing a job where the facilities around them is not safe? The sport will not be safe to perform at the highest ability or the top of your game just to help your team get 3 points. It could happen. I mean, like I said, the set pieces situation are going to be difficult. Football is never going to be a non-contact sport. I mean, I heard the other day that you had to look the other way while making a tackle. How pathetic does that sound? I mean, how pathetic does that sound? And guys, if you've got anything to comment about what Tammy Abraham has discussed, then drop your comments below. You know the deal. Drive the thumbs up like button in abundance, and do subscribe to my channel, yeah? Let's see if I can get more than 2 today. More than 2 subscribers. That's a challenge for you guys. I'm going to be doing more videos, and the more you see of me, I'm hoping the more I'll get subscribers. So on this afternoon's video recording, let's see if you can give me more than 2, and I'll appreciate that. So you know the dialer anyway. So moving on, in other news, Troy Deeney has had his say on it, and I've highlighted a few things that he said here. I'm going to start off by reading a little bit of this. Troy Deeney has blasted plans for Project Restart. The outspoken Watford skipper is proving a key figure in talks among Premier League stars and insists he will not put a return in action before his family's health, even if it means going broke. And if he does not want to comply, like Tammy Abraham, if he doesn't want to be compliant like Tammy Abraham, then he'll even risk going broke, and he's been broke before. And that's something he's not scared of, Troy Deeney. The man is outspoken, famously known for stating that Arsenal lack cojones. And overall, let's be truthful to ourselves. Hands on heart, he is not wrong there. I mean, if you've got something to say on this, yeah? Or if you want to argue the case, I mean, or agree with me to disagree, then yeah, drop your comments below. I'm going to read on here. He cannot see how football can return in June if people cannot get haircuts before July. That is so goddamn well said. It's true. If I can't get a haircut by July, why should football return? I'm personally waiting for a haircut, amongst other things that I have to do to maintain my wages coming into my account every week. And I don't mind saying a bit of that live on YouTube. I don't mind saying it how it is, because it's the damn truth. He goes on to say here, players can be tested regularly for COVID-19 when the NHS staff and key workers are short of tests. Deeney was one of the senior Prem aces briefed by medical experts on COVID-19 risks during a conference call on Wednesday. He said, I am not even talking about football at the moment. I am talking about my family's health, and that is it. Exactly. It's other things to talk about than football. No one's talking about football. We should be talking about the state of this country, how disgusting the facilities are in this country, and how incompetent and inadequate our government have been. And some of the criticism has to go towards Boris Johnson as well, because he's made decisions. And since he spoke out, from last Sunday, 7 p.m., we're approaching 34,000 deaths, and since last Sunday's evening speech at 7 o'clock from Boris Johnson, we're approaching almost 1,800 deaths and over. I mean, I can't trust a word that he says or the government says. The likes of Nick Hancock, Rab, I can't trust a word that they say. I mean, this country has been unprepared for this coronavirus from day dot, strictly burying their heads in the sand as they would always do. Only we as a nation are completely slow into doing something before it happens, not doing something after it happens. Always doing things after it happens. It sums up this country, sums up this nation once called England. Now, I would personally call it once upon a time land, because it's the damn truth. Right, reading on to from Troy Deeney's rap. He says there, so if it's not safe enough for fans to be inside the stadium, why should it be safe for players to be in there? At corners, Watford have 11 men back, so you're talking about having 18 or 19 men in a penalty area. That's not social distancing. He couldn't have put that any better if he even tried. And he goes on here. Well, he doesn't go on here. Yeah, he does go on here, sorry. They are kind of questions people have been asking, but we haven't had the best answers at the moment. Well, what can I say? What can I say we're not getting the best answers at the moment. We're not getting a complete valuable answers, let alone valuable solutions. Now, you, Boris Johnson, yeah, for example, you've come out here and stated that we're allowed in the parks and we're allowed to meet a friend, but we've got to meet that one friend only to to maintain 2 meters. It does not make sense. You know, I am not going to be meeting anyone of my friend, and I will tell them the truth where it hurts. You know, a friend would understand that, and I would not be meeting no friend. And this is relating to what Troy Deeney has just said here, as far as I'm concerned. I'm going to keep reading on. Not because people don't want to give you the answers, it's because they can't give you the answers. Exactly. That is complete government for you. Complete, full of lies, full of promises, full of false promises, full of lies, full of inadequate information, just not reassuring. And Sir Keir Starmer has said it. Boris Johnson left the nation with more questions than answers. Enough said. The government say we can go back to work from June 1st, but we can't get a haircut until mid-July. Makes completely no sense. Why go to work, but yet we can't have a haircut until mid-July? Look at this. Prime example of what I need. And I got to wait for a barber come mid-July. You're a complete joke, government. I'm calling you lot a complete joke. And I'm gonna read where I've highlighted here what Troy Deeney has said. So when you ask that question and nobody can answer that question, why are you going to keep taking the risks? It is a risk. Come June the 1st, the coronavirus will still be there. I'm not confident that it will just ease away just like that. Let's be real. How is it going to ease away? I mean, if anyone who has any connection with politics, or should I say politics, yeah, drop your comments below. Do smash the thumbs up like button. Smash it in an abundance. But the biggest one for me is, yeah, smash the subscription button with an abundance, yeah? And I mean with an abundance. Passionately keep pressing that subscription button, yeah? I am hungry for subscribers right now. So, it's true. Going back to what he said here, so why keep taking the risk? He's right. We are taking the risk with people's lives. And I'm going to read the last bit that I highlighted here, yeah? But we're not talking about football now. We're talking safety. We should be talking safety, you know? We should be talking if it is deemed safe. And for me, I'm going to see if I can find a way of watching the Bundesliga this afternoon, because I want to see how safe it would look. You know? I want to see how this Bundesliga resumes today. So I'm going to wrap up Troy Deeney's rap there and move on. And it's been announced by the Football Association that League 2 has been voided. Well, all I can say is we ain't heard the last of this. Not by a stretch or an imagination. There'll be clubs in League 2 that will be very angry, especially the just struggling teams in that league. And for me, we have not heard the end of it. And I can see lawsuits galore. I can see it within the next 72 hours from now on. You know, clubs will be suing the leagues. I'll tell you what, the EFL will have some compensation to pay because you avoided a league that could have been completed, possibly completed, and yet you don't want to avoid the Premier League because of the money. It's all about the money, isn't it? It's not about the love. It's not about the respect. So it's easier to pick on the smaller clubs, isn't it? It's easy to avoid a league that it's still competitive, regardless of how much finances there is in that league. And I personally disagree with it. And if I was one of those teams, let me have a look at the table now as I speak. Let's have a look at this table. We'll go to League 2. Right, here we go. Excuse me, what? Heaven's sake. Oh, I'm going to try not to swear, but I'll tell you what, it's terrible. So Crewe, Swindon and Plymouth, it seems like the top three here could be, they would feel they've been denied a possible opportunity of promotion into League One. You know, with Exeter, Cheltenham, Colchester and Northampton denied a possible playoff spot for a promotion to League One. And then again, you look at Port Vale in 8th position. From Bradford, Salford, maybe not so much Salford and Forest Green, but if you look at the boys, if you look at the bottom 4 or 3, I think it's the bottom 4. Anyone who supports a League 2 side, yeah, feel free to come onto my channel and drop your comments below. If you're enjoying my channel, yeah, then subscribe to my channel. And obviously, drive the thumbs up like button, but I say it last all the time. Subscribe to my channel, yeah? Any football fan. Not necessarily all Arsenal fans. But again, I would love many Arsenal fans to subscribe to my channel. But the main thing is I want all football fans to subscribe to my channel. Even if you're not so keen on football, you can still subscribe to my channel. And help me grow my channel. Because that way it shows the love and support. And there's a lack of love and support for League 2, you know. Teams like Oldham, Scunthorpe and Mansfield and Morecambe, who are bottom of League 2, I suppose they wouldn't mind as such because they have the opportunity to be promoted. But the teams at the top, I expect to hear from management from Crewe, Swindon and Plymouth and Exeter, Cheltenham, Colchester and Northampton and Port Vale. I expect to hear noises from them sides around England. I mean, they're not going to be happy about it. They feel enough could have been done to possibly get League 2 going again. Even if you have to play the home and away games or the rest, you know, which are the remaining of the fixtures, home and away. Even if, let me re-say that again. Even if they had to play the home fixtures away from home or home behind closed doors, so be it. You know, if there's a solution to restart Premier League football on the 19th, what's wrong with League 2? I mean, they're still making a decision on League 1 and the Championship. So I can imagine what the FA are on. Well, can I even imagine who's in the FA and you can only imagine if they know what they're doing. You would think they know what they're doing. I have my slight suspicion about the individuals in that committee. But anyway, moving on, I'm going to talk a bit about my team, and that's the famous Arsenal. Now, it's come out for days and days. I've been hearing it during this week for days. 3 times during this week that Lucas Torreira's agent has come out and publicly stated that he could be on his way out of Arsenal. Well, I would like Lucas Torreira to come out and clarify this. Reassure us whether he would like to stay or be honest. If he comes out and be honest and says that his agent was right in the first place, okay, fair enough. You come out, tell us that you want to leave, and then we'll prepare for you to leave. No player is bigger than any football club on the planet. That's the way I see it. Football clubs shall go on forever, where individuals don't. Especially being a football player, it's a short career, and we all know that. You either fail or prevail as a footballer. That's the way it goes in a short time of playing football on the professional level. And you know what? I feel that when you look at the League Two teams, the top 8 that I've called, it could have a significant financial input on these football clubs. I mean, Swindon, for example, I remember watching If You Can't Pay, We'll Take It Away. And Swindon, they were in a situation where they need to pay a winding up order, and they couldn't string a couple of pences together, and you had High Court officers going to Swindon Football Club to get that financial, to get that situation sorted, or they would have had to take certain amount of things within that club to cover the cost, and that is completely deepening. That's sad. And this is the sort of situation that could be facing not just Swindon, but Crewe, Plymouth, Exeter, That's the sort of situation. And mind you, I did say football clubs go on forever, and I would like to believe they all go on forever, but certain clubs are not as financially up there with the other renegades in the Premier League, the big 6. And that's a sad situation. But with Torreira, going back on Torreira, I hope you sort your situation out. I like you as a defensive midfield player, and I don't understand the stick coming from Arsenal fans or non-Arsenal fans. Regardless if they're non-Arsenal fans, football fans have seen Torreira perform in the Premier League. Yeah, whether you're an Arsenal fan or a fan of a rival club. If you're a true football fan, you appreciate what Torreira has done in the Premier League in his first 5 months, and you would acknowledge that he's a very good defensive midfield player, despite the fact that he's small. That's irrelevant. Makelele was small. Edgar Davids was small. Who else could I say was small? I said Edgar Davids. Oh, Didier Deschamps, who won everything in the game. He was 5'5", 5'6" at tops. Kante, N'Golo Kante, he settled well in the Premier League. Why can't Torreira settle well? And that is due to poor management from Unai Emery, playing him as a number 10. No wonder he feels unsettled. And I can understand that he may want to leave. He did, after all, say that he did not like the weather. It's too cold. London's too noisy, or whatever he had said. I mean, anyone who wants to get in touch with me about this, please drop your comments below. And let's have a conversation on this. And sticking to Arsenal, which is why I'm talking football here, which is why I'm talking about the Arsenal. If the season was to resume, it will be watching the same stuff, which is completely predictable, such as the way we are playing, such as the way we are performing off the ball. And let's face it, Arteta hasn't got his team in yet. The team is made up of Wenger, a bit of Emery, players. Arteta hasn't had his own players yet, but I'll tell you what, he has done well with what he's got. Mustafi, What manager in the world, or what fan in the world would have thought Mustafi would turn out to be one of the best performing centre-halves in the Premier League for a month? That was not possible with Arsene Wenger. That was definitely not possible with Emery, because defensively we were worse with Emery than we were with Wenger. And since Arteta's come in, he's made us difficult to play. Well, he's made us a lot difficult to score goals against defensively, and he's made us a little bit more difficult to beat. But there's still quite a lot of work to be done, and I personally trust Arteta. And the man at the top, who's meant to be the main man to back him, who Arteta said to him, look, I want to be reassured that I get the final say on who I want to buy and who I want at Arsenal. Well, he's rumoured to have spent, or he's rumoured to have spent or need the money, or need another 500 million to sort out the LA Rams, his American football team, and he's short of change. Now, I'm hoping there's a possibility that he could possibly sell Arsenal, because he needs the extra 500 million. So I'm hoping he could sell us up and sell up to Dangote, who is this Nigerian businessman, the richest billionaire in Africa. I'm hoping he could sell up to him and come to an agreement, because Kroenke has played stubborn for too long. Now, if he has been considering selling Arsenal, then I'll tell you something: do it sooner rather than later, for all parties' sake and your own. And you know what? For your son's sake and your wife's sake, sell us. Just sell us. You've not been a credibility to us. You've been of no use to us whatsoever. You've given money into the wrong hands of the recruitment team, who has spent it on waste of spaces. Let's be real. You haven't exactly put smiles on Arsenal fans' faces over 10 years. All right, you funded the Aubameyang deal. You funded the Lacazette deal, I suppose. But every other transfer window in your time has been so stale and darkening. And I feel that it's time for you to make a change for the sake of it. Not for the sake of it, for the good of us and for the good of yourself. If you truly respected yourself, as you would stress that you will do, if you truly respected yourself, as you feel that you really do, then you would do the right thing by yourself, by your family, and sell Arsenal Football Club. Period. And let Arsenal begin a new era in the brighter light of things. Being competitive, challenging for league titles, entering the Champions League and being as competitive as possible. We want those joyful times back with our football club. We want our fans to be coming into the stadium happy and going home as happy as possible. We want the better players, and we want to see some young players into the team. I would like to see... I know this is going to cause a bit of a stir, but I would like to see Ainsley Maitland-Niles in midfield. He once showed his talent against one of the biggest clubs in the world, although we lost the fixture 2-1. With a Mauro Fellaini late winner with a header. However, in that 2-1 defeat, Maitland-Niles showed more than potential. He showed me that he is the right man to be in our midfield. get a Thomas Partey with him and a Joe Willock in there instead of Xhaka, because I can't stand Xhaka as a... No, he's a nice guy, but he's just not competent. He's just not competent enough to be playing for a club of the size of Arsenal. I'm sorry. And the team that we bought him from, they're not that much worse than us. And then, like I keep saying, and it will be kept being said by many of Arsenal fans or whatnot, we could have spent 30 million or 4 million less on Kante than we spent 4 million more on Xhaka. All right, I suppose Arteta's got the better out of him, but he's just not overall competent enough to be playing for Arsenal week in, week out. Midfield has been a problem. It is a problem area along with the defence. And he is not the solution. He's proved it. How many appearances later? 70, 80 appearances later? Surely, when you look at his performances overall, you can see that he is not the answer for Arsenal Football Club. I mean, guys, if you got something to say on this, yeah, then get back onto me on it, yeah? I feel it's time for if we're not going to spend any money and we're going to do free signings, swap deals and loan deals, then I don't see the point of, I want to find a solution into getting the Thomas Partey and Upamecano, or I don't see the point. We might as well use some of the young players that we got in the youth academy. And there is promising Reece Nelson, Willock, and Maitland-Niles. There's promising talent there. It's just giving them the opportunity for 5-10 games on the trot to prove themselves, whether they are the future of Arsenal or the past. And that's all I've got to say on that matter. So, other than that, yeah, it's going to be an interesting summer for Arsenal. I hope they can do something in the transfer window and have a successful one and put smiles on our faces. We as Arsenal fans, we deserve so much better. Despite the fact despite the realistic possibility of no Champions League football for the next couple of years. Well, that's how it is. Well, let's develop a couple of these young players and let's bring back the glory days and bring back our Arsenal for once and for all and for the good of our fans. Guys, I'm going to end this video here. I hope you've enjoyed it. Like I said, whatever I've discussed here and whatever I've said, either you agree or disagree, or you want to agree to disagree, drop your comments below, drive the thumbs up like button, and do subscribe to my channel, yeah? Keep the support coming. And I'll do my best to give you as many videos as possible in the morning, afternoons and evenings, yeah? But you got to do your part by subscribing to my channel, yeah? And help grow my channel. And by doing that, you're showing me the support. And I'll show you guys support by talking about the issues, the ongoing positive issues within football. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, peace, bless and love. It's been a marvellous pleasure talking football with you guys. And a little bit of politics, but mainly football, 100%. And I'll be back for this evening's edition, yeah? See what we can talk about then. Again, peace, bless and love. It's your guy, your host, DLG Reppin. And I'm going to cut.